It's the middle of July, and that means it's time for a bourbon and whiskey secondary market update. This perfectly represents what the market looks like. It's absolute pandemonium, chaos, just cats and dogs living together. Oh my goodness. It's exciting to see, actually. We're seeing some of the best prices for some of the most popular bourbons and whiskeys, and I want to share with you what the current market looks like and what you should be paying if you're looking for something. So get nice and comfy cozy, pour yourself something to drink, and let's see what the bourbon secondary market's up to. Hi everyone, welcome to Highly Allocated Problems. My name is Jeff, and I'm super excited to make this video for you because I live and die by the secondary market. Here in Iowa, we don't really get very much distribution for anything, certainly none of the things that I'm going to be highlighting here today. And so for me, I have to rely on the secondary market in order to get pretty much all of these. If you're one of those people that also has to rely on the secondary market, I want you to be prepared and know exactly what you should be paying for these popular items. A lot of them have come down significantly since the beginning of the year even, I think. So let's go ahead, hop right into it. We're going to kick things off with most of the Weller product because I think that's the most popular, and that's also probably the biggest litmus test we have for the secondary market to tell us what direction are we headed. And of course, everyone wants to get their Weller Rainbow completed, so they're interested in what it's going to cost them. And with allocation season coming, this could be a reality in terms of where these prices are headed. So let's get straight into it with Weller products, and we'll see what kind of pricing you can expect to pay, especially as we get closer to allocation season. All right, if you're trying to get that Weller Rainbow completed, this is the hardest part about it. The Weller Single Barrel and CYPB are the hardest ones to find. Obviously, if you're in the Colorado area, a little bit easier to find most likely because that's how I did it, but that's not everyone. So if you are on the secondary market and you're trying to buy your CYPB or Weller Single Barrel, what you should be paying, $230 to $250 is what you should expect to be paying for this right now. It's coming down, in just a couple of months, it's come down from $300. So we're making progress, and we're still at around $200 here for the single barrel. So it's coming down. We're about to go underneath $200 for the single barrel, and that's a good sign. And we'll move on to the Weller Full Proof from the 107 next, and you can see kind of how things are happening. Yeah, I grabbed Weller 12 as well because we might as well just get this out of the way because things are coming down, probably some of the most harshest right here in the middle at Weller 12. My goodness, have these come down. You are looking at anywhere from $95 to $115 for a Weller 12. Ever since they started putting out these gold foil topped, the corked version of the Weller 12, it has been an absolute flood of these coming out to the market, especially in like Illinois. And that's like great for me, but Illinois has been getting a ton of Weller 12, and I expect that Weller 12 has been showing up in other places as well, because if Illinois is getting it, a lot of other places are too. Not here in Iowa, but other places as well. So again, you want to pay $95 to $115. $115 is the absolute max I would pay. A lot of people still think it's worth $125, and it is just unfortunately not. So if someone will buy it at $125 and you're selling, then great. But if you're buying, absolutely probably going to be going at $95 to $115. We are officially, and I mean officially, under $100 for OWA. $90 is about the going rate for a non-store pick OWA 107, Weller Antique 107. You can expect about, I would say, $110 to $115 for a store pick. They still command some price. That's up to you and whether that's worth it or not, or whether there's value there. And then for the full proof, we are so close, guys. We are getting so close. We are at around $110 for the average price for a non-store pick. Probably $130 or so for a store pick. Again, if that's like the thing that you have to have is the single barrel version of these, then that's up to you. But we're getting close to being under $100 for just a shelfer version of the full proof, which is exciting to see. And this is all secondary market, not what your store may be. Just remember, this is what the secondary market is asking for these. Let's move on. All right, let's talk about Stagg. Yes, I've always said pay $125 or less for all Staggs. Stagg 25D typically commands a little bit more of a price hike, usually $140 because it's, kind of renownedly known as the better of the recent batches. So yes, even 26B, the brand new batch, $125 or less. If you pay a little bit more for 25D, it does command a little bit higher price. It is really good, but just know that if someone's asking for more on a 25D, it's understandable. Next. Okay, I've got one E.H. Taylor tube here, and that's because I think the only E.H. Taylor product that's worth chasing is E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. And for E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, it doesn't matter whether it's the new 2026 stuff at 127.9, any of the 2025 stuff at 127.234, or any of the previous ones. All of the E.H. Taylor Barrel Proofs are really, really good. Some are just more flavorful or like harder hitting than others, but they're still all really good at barrel proof. 150 bucks or less is what you want to pay for those on the secondary market. If you can get them at MSRP at your store, because there's probably going to be a lot of these, especially as we're approaching allocation season, there's probably going to be a lot of these. I predict so at least, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, whatever. But I think there's going to be a lot of them. Pay $150 or less, good value. And if you can get them at the $79.99, $89.99, if you can get them for 100 bucks, even better. But target being 150 bucks or less and you'll be fine. Do not, and I mean do not, buy any of the cured oak or the 4-grain. Do not buy any of those at $400, $500. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's not worth it. You're just getting not the product for that value. Don't even worry about it. If you can get one on a lucky day at the distillery at MSRP, again, I think they're like 70 bucks or so or something like that. Do that. If your store gets them and doesn't gouge you, they charge you 150 bucks or less for it, fine. But this $400 business, $500 business, absolutely ridiculous. Don't buy it. It's not worth it. These are the most frustrating. I can't believe that they're not distributing more of this. These are still at 150 bucks. Frustratingly enough, with all the distribution that's happening, we still can't get enough Eagle Rare 12 out there. However, as I predicted, I don't know in which video it was, and I don't care about looking it up. We're starting to see a lot of people with Eagle Rare 10 store picks starting to show up. That's interesting. So instead of distributing this, they're trying to offload a lot of the 10-year stuff that they had. Anyways, 150 bucks still. Sorry. It's the best I got for you. It's probably not gonna get any better anytime soon. Maybe next year. All right, Blantons. I know you're surprised to see this on this list. However, we are starting to see a larger distribution of Blantons straight from the barrel, and we're seeing it at around $200 on the secondary market. These were always $250 plus, and we're right in that $200 pocket, which means closer to allocation season, we could see this be below $200 for the first time in ever. And I think these have like a 179 or something like that MSRP. They're up there from Buffalo Trace, but we're getting close to just really good value for these. And I mean, this particular one that I have is 129.2 proof, and they are delicious. If you want Blantons, chase this guy, and if we're hopefully getting close to being able to spend under $200 for one. Let's move on to BTAC. Okay, I'm going to run down BTAC. However, please hear me out. Allocation season is coming. There's gonna be a new opportunity to get these at MSRP, either in your lottery, your drops, or whatever. Who knows if there's gonna be an extended amount of allocation this year? It's yet to be seen. They may just follow the same year, same old over year. We don't know. But the point is that this pricing is pretty consistent pretty much year round. So I want to get this out there that if you don't get one at MSRP at $150, what you're likely to have to pay for it, whether it's last year's allocation or this upcoming allocation. So take that with a grain of salt, that if you don't get one at MSRP, these are the secondary prices you'll probably have to pay for these, okay? So when we talk about the GTS, these are going for $650 to $700. William LaRue Weller, $900 to $1,000. Eagle Rare 17, $1,250 to $1,300. Sazerac 18 is also $900 to $1,000. Thomas H. Handy is probably the best value BTAC out there. You can get those for around 350 bucks all friggin' day. So if you want one, that's a great entry point to a BTAC. Just saying, it's not the highest proof or the best, but if you want it, you want it, all right? And then the E.H. Taylor Bottled and Bond are still going for like $900. Still crazy. Crazy to me. Regardless, that's what BTAC's going for. Whether you're a buyer or not and you're not interested, it is what it is. I chase GTS and WLW. Those are my ones that I go after. I forget Eagle Rare 17 because that's what everyone goes after and there's the least amount of it. So these are my focus areas and I try to get these every year. So super excited for allocation season to be coming and hopefully, you know, the prices stick. I mean, but realistically, hopefully like there's a just absolute flood of BTAC and prices are halved. That would be awesome. But, you know, a girl can dream. All right, we're kicking off Wild Turkey with the Russell's Reserve 13, batch 6 and 7 pricing. Batch 6 is like super great value right now. You can get anywhere from $250 to $275. You know, if you want a Russell's 13 and you didn't get one at the store at MSRP, $250 to $275 isn't bad as compared to the $350 that batch 7, the 45th anniversary one, is going for. I mean, I don't think either one, in my opinion, again, in my opinion, are worth $200. Maybe to you. I'm not saying that it's bad. It's just not worth $200 in my opinion, but certainly not worth $350. I don't have any single Rickhouses. This was the last one I had, Camp Nelson B, and it is gone. And I don't have any more because they're just so dang expensive. When we look at the single Rickhouse offering from Wild Turkey, we're looking at like $350 to $400 for this Camp Nelson B, and then we're looking at $450 plus for the C, F, and E's. It's gross, gross. It's good, but that's gross pricing. I'm sorry, y'all. Nothing I can do about it. All right, let's take a look at the big boy options here from Wild Turkey. We have the Wild Turkey Cheesy Gold Foil, the Austin Nichols Archive Gold Foil Edition, as they call it. These are going for around $750 right now. Originally, they were out at like $1,000 or so for quite a while. And now they're down to $750, on the way down to $700. You know, that's actually quite good considering these have like a $400, $450 MSRP. That's really, really good that we're under double MSRP for these. That bodes well. And again, like we said, there was a lot, and I mean a lot of these, probably 70,000 bottles of this. The distribution has been super, super slow. However, it's getting out there. And since it's getting out there, that means prices will keep falling. And so hopefully we can get into that $650 or $600 range by, you know, allocation time. That would be terrific, especially for the holidays. This guy, Russell's 15. Oh my goodness. Still commanding $950. Yeah, like if you get a good deal, $900 is a good deal right now. That's wild. I think most people, what I'm seeing online, the sentiment is they still prefer the Russell's 15 over the Cheesy Gold Foil, and that's what's keeping the price elevated and the command and demand for them high, and the supply is obviously low. So if you have Russell's 15s, I would hold on to them, my advice. Otherwise, expect to pay $900, $950 if you want to get one. Sorry about that. Sucks. Right, let's move on. All right, we're moving on to Heaven Hill, and this is the only thing from the Heaven Hill list that I own, so it's right here. But Heaven Hill 22, these are going for $650, which is still a decent value for what you get out of this. That's actually really, really good. But it's, for me, I'm buying these and backing up, so that's my opinion. I know everyone's budgets are different. So Heaven Hill 22, $650 or less, and you're doing great. So let's take a look at some of the new stuff, like the Deetsville, right? The Deetsville, which is, I believe, a distillery-only offering, and you have to take the tour in order to get it, and there's a lot of stuff surrounding that. Those are going for $600 still. I don't think those are worth it whatsoever. You can get it, you know, on the tour at the distillery. I think you're doing fine, but not worth it at all. Unless you're like a Heaven Hill history buff and you need to have it, then go for it. But otherwise, if you just want to get it to think it's like something you need to have, I don't think it's worth it at 600 bucks. Not at all. William Heaven Hill 19. That is terrific, and I mean terrific juice. It's one of the best pours I've ever had, in my opinion, and they are $1,900. So good luck. And if you can afford it, then I hope you can afford multiple, because man, is it really good, and I don't think they'll make anything like that anytime soon or ever again. But anyways, 1,900 bucks is what it is. I want to talk to you about value though. If you want a Heaven Hill, kind of one of the premium pours at a great value right now, Heaven Hill 90th. If you can get a Heaven Hill 90th right around the $200, $250 mark, you're doing great, and they are fantastic. They are a fantastic pour, terrific value at $200, $250. I highly recommend it. If you can pick one of those up, do that. Terrific value. All right, let's talk about some of the special release ryes that Jack Daniel's got out. These little guys, these 375s, Boiler Hill 1, Boiler Hill 2, Coy Hill 1, Coy Hill 2, and Fire Brigade, they are a little wild in pricing, okay? So the Boiler Hill 1 and 2, those are about $150 a piece for a 375. Yes, they're only like $75 at the distillery. I get what you're saying, what you're feeling. I completely understand. So, $150 for Boiler Hill 1, Boiler Hill 2. When we're talking about Coy Hill 1 is $400 to $500 for one of these 375s. Coy Hill 2, because I think there's like only like a few hundred of them, $1,200 to $1,400 for a 375 milliliter special release rye. And then we're talking down into Fire Brigade, we're still at $600, $650 for that. For a whole set, people are offering $2,600 for the 5. That is wild, just wild. Anyways, that's these. So, Tanyard Hill Ryes. So you're gonna be able to get some cheaper ones. The Tanyard Hill Rye, you can get some cheaper ones if it's below hazmat. You can get anywhere from $350, $400 if it's below hazmat. However, once you start getting into hazmat territory, you are guaranteeing yourself that you're gonna be spending $450 to $550 if you're in hazmat for a Tanyard Hill Rye. And if we want to talk about Coy Hill, the Coy Hill Tennessee Whiskey special release from 2024, man, those are wild right now, especially if you have a hazmat. Hazmat Coy Hill 2024, 750 milliliters are $1,000. And if it's under hazmat, you're probably looking to spend like, I don't know, $750 to $850. Supply and demand, I guess. All right, these all came out swinging this year, and then it really just went whoop, whoop, right off a cliff. We're looking at Jack 10 Batch 5 from this year. These are down to $125 or so. Yeah, 125 bucks. I think they're like $85 or something for MSRP. So these have come way down, way down. And you should be able to find a lot of these, I hope. But, you know, don't quote me on that, but you should be able to. We're talking about the 12, batch 4, I think is what, yes, batch 4. These are down to $190 to $215. That's the average price. Wild from where they were. So things have really come down in the Jack Daniel's age stated lineup. And the Jack 14, still $350 to $400. I think a lot of people are still preferring batch 1 of the Jack 14, and those are still $400, $450 pretty much all day. And you can get some variants in the batch 2 of the Jack 14. All right, now I don't own one of these, but I'm just gonna pull it up on the screen here, and you're gonna take a look at the Four Roses Anthology, a 21-year offering of varying proof points that was distillery only, and these are going for, I believe, anywhere from $1,300 to $1,600, depending on what proof it is. And that is insane, considering these were like $500, $550 at the distillery. Good gracious. These distilleries need to chill out, because this stuff is just not, it's not worth that. It's not worth it. Especially, you know, the precedent that was set with the Wild Turkey gold foil. Good God. Come on, guys. Let's go. Hopefully, you know, if these distilleries start struggling a little bit, maybe these prices will come down because they've got to. This isn't sustainable whatsoever. I'm gonna end this with probably like the best thing. If you are traveling through Kentucky and you can stop at Jim Beam and get this, I think this is the best value, some of the highest quality and best whiskey that you can buy right now, and that I feel is worth it. This is the Jim Beam Lineage. Jim Beam Lineage, 15-year blended product. I think we're usually around 3,500 bottles. Distillery only, $250 MSRP. It does only come in 700 milliliters. However, look at this presentation. This is the coolest, like, good gracious. You guys have outdone yourself. It's got a little plaque in here. It's got the little window. Then you get to see your bottle. This is secured by a magnet up in the top here, and it comes out and then slides out like that, and then you get your bottle, right? And it is really, really, really cool. And this is a screw top. This is the best screw top Jim Beam that you'll ever have, I guarantee it. In fact, I may say it may be the best whiskey out there that has a screw top. 111 proof, 15 years. It is absolutely divine. So if you're going through Kentucky, pick one up. These are one of the most slept on kind of premium offerings that pretty much are always available at the distillery. And at 250 bucks, heck yeah, it is great. My recommendation to all of you. Maybe I'll do a review on it. I have a batch 1 coming and I'm going to be trying to get a batch 3. We'll have to blind them. This one's a little low though, gotta watch out. Let's close this out. All right, there is your secondary market update for what you should be paying. That's what you should expect to see if you have a secondary store in your area. If they're above this, then you can just tell them to get right out of here, because this is what the secondary market is right now. I hope that people are getting more and more of these items at MSRP and they're not having to pay or even pay attention to these secondary prices, and I hope that you're just having the best time of your life bourbon hunting and getting everything that you want at MSRP. I know that Colorado is still full of stuff. I'm seeing tons showing up in Illinois, and that's really, really promising as well, because Illinois historically wasn't the most fruitful area for bourbon hunting, and it's getting a lot better, so that's really great to see. Hopefully we start seeing that in Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio. We start seeing it just everywhere. The more it gets more distributed, the better we're all gonna be. We can't just have everybody going to Colorado. Besides, then all my stuff's gone. Leave some for me. That's it for me. Don't forget, at 2,000 subscribers, we are giving away a Russell's Reserve 13, Batch 6, an Eagle Rare 12, a Stagg 26A, or 25D. It's your choice. At 2,000 subscribers, you may win and get to choose whichever one of those you want. It's free. So subscribe today. You never know what we may give away at 3,000 subscribers. I've been crafty in the past. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.